Hi guys, it's Sherry. Today we are going to be making a bracelet and I'm going to show you a really cool way to use up a lot of your old cane. So I have a bunch of cane here and I'll show you a quick view, and I really just need to use up these canes and try to create something with them that I know will either sell well or something that I can wear. And I decided a bracelet. So I just got these two cutters and I want to do a stretch bracelet with them. So I decided, I was kind of playing around and I created different, here I'll show you. I kind of created some different pieces, but I thought the back was just too dark. What I ended up doing was taking my leftover translucent and I put mica powder in it. So this time I'm going to use white because I think the white is going to look much, much better on the back than the darker color, because then it should show up brighter and prettier. So I'm going to grab a bunch of my smaller canes here, and I really want them to be fun and colorful. So I have like I have another tray here. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of different ones and start slicing and just put things down. And first I'm going to take this particular one and I'm just going to reduce this cane because I don't need my leaves to be this big. So if you have canes just laying around and you don't know what to do with them, bracelets and earrings are a fantastic way to use them up. And beads. Beads are another fantastic way to use your canes up, because I know when you make a cane, you always have so much left over and you just don't know what to really do with them. So let me just reduce this a little bit. And I don't need a lot of it. And then I'm just going to take some small slices. Let me get rid of that first section here. And you'll see each way that I slice them will end up giving it a different shape. So I'm going to slice them in all different ways just to get the different shapes. And it's really going to make the piece kind of pop a little bit. And I'm trying to slice them thin, but unfortunately I'm not very very good at slicing my stuff overly thin. That's why I have my cane slicer, but I don't want to bring out my cane slicer just for a few slices here. All right, so we'll go with that first, and then I'll keep some big. Some of these canes are probably about 3-4 years old, so they have seen, I really should kind of reduce them just to soften them up, but I don't want to reduce all of them. So I'm just going to do the best that I can with the old, tougher canes. I'm going to face them in different directions. Like this particular one is pretty old, so it's kind of, I may have to just try to soften it up a bit. You could put it in your bra and warm it up that way, but I just like to kind of put it through my hands and start playing with it, and that seems to work. So right now I have a lot of green going on, which I love. So then I will start putting color in here soon. And you can see I'm kind of spreading them all over my piece. And how about we add some tiny butterflies. We'll get some tiny ones. I reduced this cane a while back. And don't worry about your fingerprints, because when we smooth everything out, all those fingerprints will disappear. I absolutely love this one. I did some beads with these, and oh, they just came out so beautiful. I love them. So this is going to give me some nice color. And we definitely need to get a pop of pink and like a red color in there, because that's always fun. So even if you're unsure on what will look good, my suggestion is just throw it on there, because it will most likely look really good together. I mean, you can see I am throwing all kinds of stuff here together, and it's going to look fabulous. I'm telling you, it's going to look really cool once you, what do you call it? Burnish it all. You can see that this is such an old cane that I'm having a hard time slicing them properly, but luckily once I burnish it, it's all going to smooth out real nice. Okay, so let's stop there, and I'm going to get my deli paper, and then I will start burnishing this. And that'll give us a better idea if we need to add more. That feels pretty smooth. Look how nice that looks. So now we could go around and see if we need to add anything else. And I see some areas that I'm going to add a few other pieces. And let's put a couple little sunflowers in there, just to give it a fun yellow in there. Now I'm going to just spread this yellow all over, wherever I might have like a little empty area. All right, and one last burnish job. Look how beautiful that looks. Isn't that gorgeous, guys? I mean, absolutely stunning. All right, so next we will cut our pieces. And I know to fit around my wrist, I'm going to need 6 of these and 6 of these. So I want to make sure that each piece that I cut out, I get like a nice amount of flowers or butterflies in my piece. And I'm going to cut a couple bigger pieces out. I'm actually going to get my flexible blade, make it easier. The next step is we need to cut out the same amount of stuff for these bracelets. For this particular one and the other small ones, we could lay these right on here. I have all my pieces rolled out to my number 4 on my pasta machine. So I want to lay these down, and then I'm going to just rub them down, make sure they're on there well. And these will be my backs. what I'm doing right now is kind of rubbing the sides to have the sides kind of go down a bit. I don't want them to be sharp looking. I want them to have that beautiful curve to them. And that way you don't see too much of that white, because now most of that translucent is going right around the side. So you see how nice that looks? And I want to take off anything that got onto my white clay, because I'm going to run this through my pasta machine for the backs of my other pieces. Okay, so I was wrong. My pendants that I just did and the smaller earrings, those were actually rolled out. The white was rolled out to a number 2. These are rolled out to a number 4. Now this one, I rolled out to a number 3. Now we're just going to cut out the pieces that we need. So I need 6 of these. Put that off to the side. Get my tile. Now I'm going to flip these upside down. And don't worry about cleaning them up too much. We will sand them afterwards. And then what I am going to do is lay them right across as if I was making my bracelet already. Okay. Take your blade and just make sure everything is level. And then I have 2 wires here that I'm going to straighten out the best that I can. I'm going to go right and I found that doing all in one row seems to be better than doing them all separate, because then you know that they're going to line up. Okay. And I'm just pressing it in there. And then I will take my other pieces, lay them on top, match it up the best that you can. That one's not matched up well. There we go. And like I said, just try to do it the best that you can. We could sand it all down afterwards and make everything like perfect. But because we're doing it in a straight line, it's going to be a little hard to make sure that they're perfect. So sanding is going to be no option here. You have to absolutely sand. Okay. Next, I take a baby wipe, and now I am just going to rub this right on the top and around the side the best that I can. And that's going to kind of help push everything into place. And plus, it will take off any fingerprints that are on there. But it really does kind of help push the top layer onto the bottom layer. Take your little tool, your silicone tool, go around your edges, like inside the middle here. That'll smooth out your sides. Do that with your next level, the next set, and then bake your pieces. Now all my stuff is Primo, so whatever your package says, that's what you're gonna have to bake yours for. But mine's all primo, so I know mine is $2.75. So I'm going to bake all my pieces. And then when they're completely cooled off, we'll come back and we will assemble everything. And it is super easy to assemble. All right, guys. So as you can see, all my pieces are out of the oven. I put some of them together. But I also wanted to show you, you can see here how dull this is. And then here, at least I'm hoping you can see this. Okay, can you see how much shinier this is? This is just by, if I can stop dropping it, this is just by doing a quick buff on my buffing machine. And can you see the difference in that? How dull that is? So if you sand your pieces down and buff them, there's no resin, there's no sculpey glaze on that, there's nothing on that, yet it has this beautiful shine. So here's another piece that I did, and I didn't do this very long. I could do this even longer and really give it a beautiful shine. But these are the pieces that I did so far. You can see I did these gorgeous wrap bales, and I actually learned this technique from another YouTuber. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I will put her in my description. I believe it's Keipfr. I think that's how you spell it, if I remember right. But I'll definitely put her in my description area so you could check her out, because she has all these really cool videos on how to do bales. And I absolutely love this technique, and I thought I would give it a shot and see, and I love this. So I will definitely be doing this technique from now on a lot of my pieces. But I wanted to show you how beautiful these actually came out. I mean, they're gorgeous. And I'm going to shine up the backs a little bit better, but I really just wanted to kind of put these together and show you what everything looked like. So now my next step is to do this bracelet. So this one I'm putting off to the side because I did not buff that yet. I have my stretch fiber here, and I love this stuff. I swear by this. I think if you're going to do a stretch bracelet, this is definitely the one to use. I am also including a couple beads. Let me see if I could get this open without spilling them all over. These particular beads, I actually got this from the dollar store a few years back. And I thought, by chance, I might find something useful for them. And I think this bracelet is going to be perfect. And these are the ones I think I'm going to use because I think they're going to look really pretty with them. All right, next, I definitely want to have my needle. So this needle is really cool because it opens up like that. So all you do is take your fiber here, put it in, and then you have everything threaded. So anybody that has trouble finding a needle hole, get these needles. They're perfect. You are definitely going to want twice as much thread as you normally would use, for the simple fact that we are going to be going around twice. So what I kind of like to do is just go around my wrist about 2.5 times. And I know that's about how much I'm going to need. And I don't know if I'm going to need 12 of these, 10 of these, because now I'm putting beads in the middle, so it may end up changing. So I'm going to kind of just play around and see how it all works out. So I'll start out with the first one here. And I'm I'm actually going to open this up and I'm going to pull this slightly back so this way it doesn't get stuck so much. Hopefully it won't. And then I'll put my bead in. And the nice thing is you don't have to worry about if these are exactly facing the right direction, because we put everything upside down and sideways and whatnot, so there is no right or wrong direction. So now I will leave a tail here. I want to make sure I have a tail so I don't lose my set here. I'm going to end at 10, and then I will do the other side, and then I will measure it from that point, because I need to wrap it around my wrist to see how long I actually need it, because I still have not found my ruler. So I think I'm going to have to actually purchase another ruler, which kind of irritates me because I know I have about 3 of them somewhere. Okay, so last bead. And now I want to put all this nice and tight as if it is already 100% done. That'll give you a general idea. And then I'm gonna actually wrap this around my wrist and see, and that's actually perfect. So I'm gonna stop at the 10. I don't need to add 2 more. So now I'm gonna flip this upside down, and I'm going to bring this all the way around and carefully go right through my piece again. I'm gonna hold that string and start pulling that through. Make sure you're not going to lose your other string. You need to keep hold of both of them. Looks pretty good. All right. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. And when I'm done with that, I'll come back and show you how to tie it all off. All right, guys. So now I have everything wrapped. I did use my little clip to hold my string in place. And I also added the 2 other beads because I really wanted it to be a little bit looser. It was actually really tight with just the 10 beads. So with the 12, it should be perfect for me. Our next step is to start gluing this together. So you're going to need super glue. And what I like to do is just pull my string real tight. Okay, so you want to really get that string as tight as you can on both sides. This way your pieces are really nice and taut, okay? So now that side is good. Let's pull this one. I'm gonna pull that one. If you don't have it tight, it's just not going to fit properly. It's going to be loose and it's not going to look nice. All right. Now, I'm going to take these 2 and I'm just going to knot them initially. And then I'm going to actually go around one more time. And take my needle. If I had good scissors. Put both threads in there. All right. And then I'm going to take my super glue, and right where I knotted that, I'm going to find my knot. Right there. I'm going to glue that. And I am going to go right through my other pieces and pull that knot into my bead. All right. So make sure you're pulling that right into your bead. Undo your needle. It's a little harder when you have all these strings around. Then I like to take my one string. I'm going to actually go underneath my other strings. And then knot one more time. Again. Pull that, find it. Get that knot. And then put a little bit of super glue and let it go right in to that bead. And there you go. We have this gorgeous beaded bracelet. I absolutely think this came out fabulous. And I really hope that you enjoyed learning a new way of using your canes. And look at all these gorgeous pieces that we were able to create. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.